Say no more. Yo, that is maybe the best. That's like one of the best taglines ever.
Everybody say no more podcast.
Say no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, yo, we back with another episode of Say No More Podcast, man. My life, not yours, man. It's your boy Wayne. We back, man. Got a special guest in the building, man. You know what I mean? He actually from here, you know what I mean? But the motherfucker be out of town so much, he probably not even from here no more.
No, I'm always repping, man. I'm always repping, dog. Now, originally from the north side of Minneapolis, man, but I've been gone since for about 15 years now.
God damn, man. Well, shit. Well, welcome back, man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm sitting here with Seemore Cash, man. I said that shit right, man?
Yes, sir. Seemore Cash, better known as SMC. You know what I'm saying? For the corporate branding.
SMC. Yeah, you got to do that. Yeah, see,
for the corporate branding, yeah.
That's how you know you on it, man. So you've been going for 15 years?
15 years, man.
God damn.
Yeah, it's been a ride, dog.
Man, so let me just kind of get into the beginning of it then. 15 years, though. So, like, what was kind of, who were you? Because 15 years is a long time. You're probably a whole different person right now. You know what I mean? So who was you 15 years ago? Like, you know what I mean? You clearly was younger.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Had
absolutely.
Different goals and shit. So, like, who was you?
Shit, man, to be honest with you, bro, my story is so crazy because, you know, shout out to my barber GP for, you know, plugging this all in with you, dog. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? But for me, man, I grew up in the gang life, like every other north side kid. Played basketball, man, was able to escape, man. Took a couple cats out of Minnesota to LA with me, man. I had a dream, though. It was, you know, I wanted to level up business-wise and level up with the music. And shit, I just was like, yo, I got to get up out of here. This ain't going to be the place where I'm going to explode or be able to do my thing.
And that's, like, kind of crazy now because, like, 15 years ago, you saw that, like, this, I got to move right now.
Seen it since a kid, man. Yeah. Like, I was seeing people get their motherfucking head blown off, you know what I'm saying, at 7 and 8 years old. So I'm like, my uncle was deep in the gang shit, got tangled up in that. But by high school, man, pretty much moved in with my godmother in Brooklyn Park. Shout out her, man, and was able to really get on the right path. Got really nice at basketball, ended up getting a scholarship, and then dropped out of college at 18, man, and dropped back into the streets. And it was time. I was like, yo, got into a few little street beats, and it was like, okay, it's time to get out of here. It's time to get out of here, man.
Where'd you play high school at?
Man, I played at Brooklyn Center, man. McDonald's All-American nominated.
Oh, for
Shout
real?
out to BC Centaurs. Yeah. Man.
Dead ass?
Dead ass, bro.
Oh, yeah. Send me them highlights.
Oh, yeah. He'll tell you, man.
I used to hoop, but I wasn't no All-American, none of that. I was an all-conference at St. Paul type of.
Oh, word. Where'd you go?
I went to Central.
You went to Central? Okay.
I graduated 2011, so
I'm 04, man, so you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
It was some 04. Was like
Minnesota.
Minnesota had, like don't get me wrong. Shout out to the new generation. I don't know what they feeding these little niggas. These niggas are big as hell.
That's a fact.
But I will say, because I honestly right now I feel like Minnesota, we got the most young niggas in the league.
That's a fact, man. That's a fact. I just see them exploding when I came up, and that's what I say. Like, you see how you even know I was McDonald's All-American nominated, and I let the state in assists and steals my senior year, and my junior year I led the state in assist. So
I had to have heard of this nigga somewhere. I had to have.
But it's crazy because it's like, no, but when I came up, it was just a different time. There wasn't no social media. You know what I'm saying? So when you had that good game, you might have got your name in the paper or something like that, but it wasn't no that was gonna get out to the West Coast or to the South where people can come recruit you. So and going to Brooklyn Center, like nobody was really checking for us until, you know what I'm saying, niggas was at the top of the scoring and the top of the steals and assists, for the league and the conference. So shout out to BC, man.
Yeah, shout out to that, man. Shout out to basketball. That shit low-key bridges gaps in life.
It took me, honestly, be honest with you, basketball took me around the world, man.
You played overseas too?
I played in the NBA D League for a quick stint. Got hurt and got up out of there, but I played in the ABA and was headed to Australia before I actually hurt my back and was done after that.
Ah, damn! So you was doing a lot of different things.
Oh, yeah, my head, he'll tell you.
Yeah. Damn, okay.
Yeah. So we did a lot of life.
God
A
damn.
lot of life lived, man. A lot of life lived.
No, man, that's how it is, man. But so like just going back, you know what I mean, just you being back here, like what's like one of the biggest things, because you know us, you know what I mean, when we in Minnesota, we always hear the wild shit about California, Illuminati, Hollywood parties, and you've been there for 15 years. Is there some truth to that shit that they be talking about?
It's a lot of truth to it. It's a lot of truth. I bear a lot of people's secrets as well. You know what I'm saying? I leave it at that. Okay. I bear a lot of people's secrets as well. But no, it's true. But it's not. It's not what you think it is, and it always doesn't look like you think it does.
Right.
You know, you say that, then it's like, yo, that's some weird shit. But when you get there, it's like people fucking with each other. It always is that feeling like, you know, that's the problem with it. Because if you from a place like we from, when we get out there and we start mixing with certain people, we look at that as opportunity. They might look at that as prey. See the difference?
Yeah.
So it's opportunity for you because you get to be around the shit and see certain things. But they looking at it as, how can I suck the energy? How can I suck the business? How can I suck the artistic value of this person out of them without them knowing that's what I'm on? Exactly.
That shit always might come with like a hug or handshake or
hug, shade, invite to the studio. Hey, that's dope. You can actually pan. Oh, cool. Come to the studio. And then next thing you know, you got motherfuckers stealing your flows, stealing. Man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's messed up, man.
And they call it business out there when that shit happens.
Well, it is business.
Like,
it's all business. And when you learn, the quicker you learn that, the easier the flow, the less your feelings are hurt, the less you start to look at situations and evaluate them as being what you think it is. It's not. This is what it is. This is how they move, and this is what they want, and this is what I can provide, and this is where I'm willing to meet you in a half.
Really, niggas can't be gullible. You gotta just have your eyes open.
No, I mean, I think we all been gullible though, and I ain't gonna front to you. I was never the super gullible dude. You know what I'm saying? Because we come from the hood. You got them instincts. You know what I'm saying? So you never lose your way about you, but you have the optimistic view of, when I get here, my presence gonna be felt, and they gonna like what I'm bringing to the table. Everybody out here from Minnesota is like, man, once I get to, and it's not like that. Right. It's not like that at all.
Yeah, I hear about a lot of these dudes here, like especially the artists here, man. These dudes literally, they create the buzz here, right?
Yeah,
and they hold on to the local buzz here, and I'm like, my nigga, you got to go somewhere else and really get the energy. Like,
100%.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like, I look at it like we're all our own stock, right? So who's evaluating the stock, right? So you look at shareholders. There's shareholders all around the world in these stocks that we see on Wall Street. You want to get your music in the same atmosphere as that and look at it like that. Okay, I got this market locked down. These shareholders in this market, how do I get more shareholders in different markets that actually can spread the word and buy into the value of whatever that is, whether that's reposting your stuff, whether that's investing in your stuff, whether that's buying your merch or your music. So it's the same type of thing, and you want to go there because that's the place like a Wall Street where you can get it appraised.
You think like the importance of going there now is still the same as it was like back in the day though? Like say like,
well, I just think we look at it there. Yeah, but it's still, I mean, at the end of the day, we still know that this place, New York, Atlanta, Houston, these places where your stock as an artist get appraised. You go there and they say, hey, he really is what they say he is, or you know what I'm saying, he's
those
really
are the
not.
main markets for people to go if you really
if you want to get your music appraised. And that's how I look at it. Like, to me, the difference is you don't have to go there to get it deal. I mean, you do got to kind of go there to get a deal, but you don't have to. But the main thing is that's where they're going to tell you if you hot or not, or how to or where to market your music. Okay. Yeah.
So like, damn, man, just speaking on LA in general, man, like that shit's been like a I don't know what the fuck you call LA now. I mean, it's been like that in LA.
It has, but it's different. Social media makes it a lot different. I came before social media, so
you like regular shit.
You know what I'm saying? I think we got our deal in 08, me and my cousin Don. Shout out to my cousin Don Benjamin. That's from the town too. But we got our deal, I think in 08 we was tying.
What was your first deal with?
It was with Universal and Billionaire Cat, independent through Universal. And we ended up getting dropped after, I think about 6 months after we cut our first album. We ended up getting dropped, and the head of the label actually ended up going to jail. It was a whole lot of things I dodged. That was how we was able to get out of our contract. A few label mates, the people that were, Chopper City that was with making the band. He was just joining at the same time. We was getting on with them, and it was another dude out of the Bay called Pretty Black. Rest in peace. We met these cats some years back, man, and yeah, man, we was able to get away from the whole little thing, but it was a good ride and good learning experience, introduction to the industry for sure.
I mean, yeah, like getting, especially like you said, you went there. You said I
got that. So after 6 months of me moving to LA, man, we got that deal on the table.
Man, that got to be like the most inspiring shit ever. Like, yo, anything's possible, no? Like,
well,
you know what I mean?
yeah, but it's like, I think I called. It's funny because like I was the one out of my group. I always had foresight, you know what I'm saying, and invested in the group. But I was always like, yo, this is a little good to be true. I'm going to ride with it. But, you know what I'm saying, I already was knowing the pitfalls of what come with this shit, right? Like, damn, this shit just happened. And it wasn't like it happened easy because we was grinding it out. But 6 months, you know, in LA, people take years. I hear 10 years, 11 years.
Man, facts. That's why I'm like, shit, 6 months. I got that.
No, but our hustle was different and our look was different. We had a very different look, you know what I'm saying? But the look and being from the hood was the appeal, you know what I'm saying? Because we wasn't on the like the pretty boy look. It was like, nah, these niggas live in Inglewood. So we went from the north side to the Inglewood of LA. So, you know, being there, and we really embraced Inglewood like I embraced the north side. So wherever I live at, no matter, and I've lived all over the United States, from New York to Dallas to fucking Connecticut to, you know what I'm saying, Seattle, you name it.
Been around the whole United States. You know
but you got to embrace where you at. So, you know, we just embraced it. We threw party. I think my first party we threw there, we threw a house party there in Inglewood, and somebody got killed. I'm talking about at my house party. Cops came in, questioned everybody, right? So this is 3 weeks after I moved to Inglewood. So I was just like, yo, I'm gaining this experience how I would if I was in the hood, but now I'm in somebody else's hood. Right. And I could be scared of walking around every day, or I could embrace the people I'm around and get to know these people, right? So just every day, just politicking, man. And
really networking, just getting out, you know what I mean?
That's how I met a lot of my friends, you know what I'm saying? A lot of my closest friends is from Inglewood. Shout out to Inglewood, man, and Long Beach. Some homies from Compton, man. But these were the cats I connected with on the ground. So about time that we started to really make some noise, I had that security around me. I ain't never been robbed. I ain't, you know what I'm saying, none of that in LA, thank God. But I seen it. I just got to see it up close and personal every day.
And looking at that shit nowadays, man, like you being like, you know what I mean? Because I gotta say, you like a like an OG, you an older dude to all these like these rappers that's moving around and shit.
Young
like,
OG, young OG.
Yeah, you would say that. I was gonna say, young OG for sure. Yeah, but so like you being that, it's almost like, what's your advice to some of these younger, you know, these younger cats that ain't got the proper guidance? You know what I mean? Because they might not listen to, you know, I always tell people it's easier to listen to somebody that is literally in the same position as you. Like,
absolutely.
Whatever, you know what I mean? Like
this whole thing, you know, I think, and I say back to the gang culture because it is very negative. You know what I'm saying? What the gang culture is about, but what it taught me and how it was different when I was coming up. My uncle was a gov for the, you know what I'm saying, the GD gang, and but he taught me peace, right? A lot of my friends, my best friend was a blood. I grew up with another best friend's a vice lord. But he taught us camaraderie, and he taught us respect, and he taught us principles and morals. So what's missing right now, we all come up in the inner cities and there's gangs around us, but when you standing on business, right? My uncle stood on business. He taught me how to stand on business. Before I'm anything, this is what we gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And this is how we gonna support other people. So I never really, it was never about gangs or colors with me. It was about standing on principle and about taking care of yours and fulfilling whatever dreams that you have to fulfill while you on this earth. So just learning that, and I would say that to the younger generation, because everybody want to bash them and say drill music, but now we had gangster rap then. Yeah. Right? So, and as an older cat, I don't want to sound like a hypocrite, because we peddled that, the early 2000s, you know what I'm saying, the mid 2000s, like we were peddling that in our music, and it wasn't just about that. I would encourage these kids to more care about their story, how well-rounded you are, right? I don't just want to hear about the drills. I want to hear about you being in love. I want to hear about your business savvy. I want to hear about how was your upbringing. So when you can put that into a story and elaborate that, it no longer puts that energy of people wanting to come get you. People look at it as a story opposed to it's directly at me.
Yeah, I agree, man. Because even me, like, I remember, like, because it's a lot of parts into this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, absolutely. You could definitely say, you can't just single-handedly blame drill music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah.
Because like you said, like, we had 50 Cent. Like, 50
yeah, we played a part.
Yeah, like, and like when I look back, I always tell people, like, I remember Lil Durk, it was an old Lil Durk interview. And they asked him, like, yo, who'd you listen to growing up? He said, we didn't listen to the industry. If anything, we listened to 50 Cent. Yeah. And then that's literally what he said. I'm like, so they ain't listening. He's saying that we ain't listen to the radio. We listen to that. We made our own music, but we did listen to 50.
Exactly.
So it's almost like, you know what I mean? But it's almost like, damn, social media too. Then they got the lean. Then they low key, they up against different odds that we Wasn't
Well,
up
it's just
against-
the thing is the marketing, right? So now with the
too, that's
social
terrible.
media, no, I mean to me that's the biggest thing. I went to school for marketing, business and marketing. So for me, seeing how marketing works, having a consulting business and consulting with brands, clients, where you get to see the intersection of the thing that lies in between, which is the marketing, how they market.
Mm-hmm.
When you market something so widespread to people who are actually gullible or in weak positions, they're going to gravitate to that, right?
Right.
And seeing it over and over again and seeing that, hey, if I talk about these type of things, even if I don't do it, it will get me somewhere. I think that's the thing.
It's almost like auto-tune when auto-tune came about.
Yeah. But it was almost even see, auto-tune to me is just enabled people to do what they really couldn't do or made it a little better than what you could do. If you could sing, it took you to another level. If you couldn't sing, it could make it sound like you almost could sing. But that marketing, you know what I'm saying? That intersection
That specific
of marketing.
like
is
you're going into that crowd who
we're
wants
doing
to
it to
hear-
that crowd, and
yeah.
we knew that they're susceptible to what we're talking about. That was the thing that really broke the camel's back when it came to the industry, in my opinion.
When do you think that like at what time do you think it was transitioning to that? Was it around the Chief Keef? Was it around then?
Nah, see, when I came to LA, being in the mecca of marketing, you know what I'm saying? It changes your aspect, right? Because when we got to LA in 08, you got to think, we was on MySpace was just getting kind of heavy, right?
Yeah,
so
facts.
our MySpace was
public.
juking, but the MySpace only allowed you into the section of whatever that person was doing. Now it's into the intersection of life. So now everything is marketed. Before I just wanted to market my music. Now I got to market you this product, that product. I got to market you my personal life. I got to market you my relationship. Like it's a lot of marketing still,
shit.
right?
Yeah.
So it gave people parts into your life that you never had to share before. And with that transition, and I say about 2011, 12, where it really stuck and you started to be able to book. I got into modeling around that time where it was like, damn, you could actually take your social media and run over here, and then they check your social media and they say, oh, we're going to actually cast this dude. You know what I'm saying? So you seeing that intersection again of marketing. How could I market myself via MySpace, Facebook, Instagram to put myself in a better situation? And people are willing to put everything out there to get themselves into a situation where they can make money.
Oh, that shit's just crazy in general. Just because I didn't even know, like that's when, because it was like it's like chain reaction to things happening. You got the,
But I was watching it,
and then
yeah.
you seeing that happen. Like I didn't know that.
I'm behind the
that's-
scenes watching the whole thing. Like,
Yeah.
okay, this is their plan. This is their rollout. I'm hearing
Yeah.
things behind the scenes. So I'm telling my cousins, like, yo, the music industry about to switch. So we got to figure out how to switch
how
with
to
it.
switch with it. Right?
You know what I'm saying? And my cousin, shout out to my cousin Don, man. He killed the social media thing. He was on America's Next Top Model. He's
word?
Yeah. Don Benjamin.
Don Benjamin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my homework.
Yeah.
do my
You know what I'm
homework.
saying? Big from the town, but we came out to LA together, and I was still kind of in the streets and in business heavy at the time and playing ball. So I wasn't really messing. I was messing with the social media, but not. He went and took the social media thing and just early. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, yo, why is he doing these? But the funny thing is, we was doing these skits in 08. Had a YouTube channel, but I thought nothing of it. Right? I thought nothing of it. We just did it. I had a lot of footage. He started taking it serious when the shit popped off, and I'm just like, now look at him. It's like 2 million followers later. Okay, he was architecting, but we already knew it was coming. We could see it. Again, we're in the mecca of social media. You know what I'm saying? So we're watching these people. Every corner, you're starting to see people holding cameras and shooting stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, this is coming. I got to revolutionize my hustle now.
Damn, so it's almost like you got to just switch with the game, and you saw that shit changing.
Yeah, but I didn't really, be honest with you, I did, but I did it. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna front. My career would be a lot further right now had I didn't want to buy into it. You know what I'm saying? Until it got so big, and now it's like, okay, damn, I could have bought in a little earlier.
Right.
But it's because I also, too, the lifestyle I was living, I felt like a lot of young artists are really in the streets, and you still on the social media. That wasn't my thing. Like, if I was still involved in the streets, you would never see that via my social media. My social media led a whole different life than when I was doing this or that, right? And it was almost like that was the front. Nowadays, kids might not even be doing that, but they're acting like they're doing that on social media, even if they're not. So it causes unwanted attention, right?
Terrible, man. Like, I literally would see a youngster on there, there's a young kid on there, like just be talking shit for no reason. I'd be like, do you know the niggas that you even dissing? Or are you just talking? And it's like
scary.
That's why I just be like, you don't even know these niggas. Like, I don't know what, and that's why you kind of just, you can't ridicule them. You kind of got to just sit back and kind of just talk to them. But you know,
coach them. But and also just, I mean, to me, I always say the past is undefeated because we can grab the facts from the past, and the only thing to really, I think you can't sit in no young dude face and be like, you gotta change this.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like,
not
nah,
gonna
you gotta
happen.
show them the results. You know what I'm saying? And have it in your personal life. I don't like, not to be funny or nothing. I think there's a lot of social media gurus that like try to preach to people, and it's like, I don't want to hear that shit because you ain't been through it. You know what I'm saying? So I realized when I went through it, there's an obligation for me to tell you the real from the past and what came with mine, which was, you know, feds tapping phones, all types of shit, right? So you got to tell them what's the real, and they're seeing now. You got to look. The past always come. You got the Young Thug situation. All these situations come to pass, and then you be like, "Oh shit," you know what I'm saying? Over and over again. So I'm not gonna fight with you, youngster. I'm just gonna show you the rollout of what's going on right now and what happened with me and how I was able to escape it. It's up to you if you want to listen.
And that's what it is at the end of the day with me. Even, you know what I mean, with the my nephews, you know what I mean, who I got to give game to. You at a certain age, bro, you make the choices, man. You know what the outcome is.
Yeah, you know what the outcome.
You're not a baby. You want people to treat you like an adult. We're gonna treat you like one. But I'm gonna tell you like this. You black, and they gonna treat you way worse. So I'm trying to tell you, you know what I mean? And that's like, it hurts.
Yeah.
When you keep on seeing somebody you love make the mistakes, but it's like at the end of the day, all you can do, like you just said, is just try to, you know what I mean? Like I always tell people, like I always like you know, a therapist and shit, right? I'll always be like, you're a therapist, and you talking to half these people, which you never dealt with these people's problems ever. You never have.
Never.
Like it's easy for like a drug counselor who's never tried crack to be like, hey, you guys shouldn't do crack. I'd rather hear a recovering addict.
Absolutely.
Or he could still even be a functioning addict. I would rather hear him saying, don't do this shit. This shit'll get a hold of you.
Absolutely.
And then you gonna be like this. You know what I mean? Like,
but also too, man, we got to stop criticizing and set up mentor programs. That's why I've been mentoring my whole life. You know what I'm saying? My whole life has been service. You know, that's how me and my barber met. He came to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He came. He came to me pretty much about 10 years ago. About 12 years ago or something like that, right? And you know, I was on tour with 2 Chainz at the time, and he was like, "Yo, I've been following your movement. I got a movement, a brotherhood called Touchdown." And he had been following the movement and seeing what me and my cousin had did, and he was just like, "Yo, like, how do I become, you know?" And this is before the barbering, so it was like I was just trying to find this angle. And be honest with you, I keep it so I tell people this story because I don't mentor everybody. You got to have something in you, a little ambition, and you kind of got to track me down a little bit. And he was just persistent, and he was like, "Yo, I want to book you up here." And I was like, first of all, I ain't gonna front. Besides the 2 Chainz thing that my old manager set me up with, I really wasn't around. I was always being booked out the country, or I was being booked around LA. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it was like to have somebody be like, well, I want to book you. You know what I'm saying? Because Minnesota, we know it's hard to support here. Like, people don't support as much here. So,
y'all heard that? And he ain't lived here for 15 years. Y'all
why you think I left? Why you think I left? Every open mic I done did, right? It was
my God.
very, very hard to support. And don't get me wrong, like at my height, like in Minnesota, because that's when I knew I can go to LA and really do my thing. We really did have it popping, but it was still like that. I could tell it was that backhanded support. So I said, cool, I'm gonna get on out of here. But he, you know what I'm saying, was like, yo, I'm gonna continue supporting you from the town. Here's $3,000 for this show. You know what I'm saying? I only got $1,500 up front. I can't pay you the whole thing right now, but after the show, I give it to you. And then the show didn't do what it was supposed to do. We booked the show in St. Paul. He didn't properly promote, which he was new to everything. So I kind of but I seen the ambition. I said, yo, he said he was going to do something. And then he owed me this money. And I was like, kind of cool off of him. And he was like, nah, I'm going to continue to pay you. So you pay me $200 here. To the money was paid. I said, yo, this is different. Like, people from Minnesota usually disappoint because they'll fuck off, right? You know what I'm saying?
They'll block you, you know what I mean? Act like they don't know you. Like, literally, you'll see them in the spot.
Yeah, I'm going to do some shit right. I say that because I'm going to do something right now in business in Minnesota, man. And you know who you is, too. A couple people owe me some money out here.
The promoters?
I don't even want to talk about it, but it's about $25,000 owed out here.
Oh, whoa.
But I will say this.
PPP.
Like, and yeah. And we ain't even studying it like that. But I say that to say this, that like, that was the thing that allowed me to say, you know what, I'm gonna put you under my wing and show you some things, right? And so when he did that, you know, we became cool again. We started playing, you know, chopping it up again, and then, you know, out of nowhere, he just came out to LA. He was like, I'm gonna pop up on you in LA. I got some personal shit going on. I'll pop up on you. I put him through some tests or whatever, because to me, I can't have you around me. I've been building this shit for 15 years. I can't just have you around me. And homie really, you know, stood on principle. I made him sleep in his car for about, a week or two. He slept in his car. And And then I was like, okay, he's serious. You know what I'm saying? He stayed out, and I'm like, I'm gonna show you this business shit. You know what I'm saying? What are you working on right now? And how can I be of service to you? And he was like, I really want to do this barbering. And he been asking me for like 10 years to cut my hair. I said, bro, I pay $150 a haircut. You're not cutting my damn hair, Pete. What are you talking about? He's like, no, I really could do this. You know what I'm saying? And finally, I was just like, man, let me let this nigga cut my hair. And I said, oh shit, like he actually nice. You know what I'm saying? Like dude been really. So I gave him some pointers on that. I'm like, yo, you know, this is a dope haircut, but if you do X, Y, and Z, I should feel like this when I leave the chair. And he really took that to heart. So I watched this man with no barber license. You know what I'm saying? I taught him how to go in these barber shops. He was already energetic. He already was ambitious. How do you go in these barber shops and talk to these people without having a barber's license and get them to let you in the shop to cut, right?
Right.
You know, this is how you approach these people, these celebrities. How you jump in their DM. And I just watched my man's grind it when he was in LA. So we've been killing it ever since, man.
Yeah, man, that's what's up, man. For real, man. Because like you said, a lot of people here, bro, it'll be the simplest things. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people just do shady shit, like you just said. You could have like.
Well, you do shady shit when you ain't been through the fire, right? The shady shit is to get around the hard shit, right? So. I really was homeless. You know what I'm saying? I really slept in a car in LA. So, you know, I speak from a place of like, why would I want to cut? If I've been doing all this, why I got to cut the corners now? Right. I'm not here to shit on nobody now. I've done the hard stuff. So if I've been doing it right this time and I've been grinding and making a name for myself, to put smut on my face or on my name is not going to do me it's going to do a disservice to what I'm really trying to accomplish in the end goal, right? Yep. I want people to see me and say, yo, ain't no smut on that homie name. When he said he gonna do business this way, you know, you say you gonna have me, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? We don't do the Hollywood thing. We gonna show up and do what we said we gonna do. If I say I'm gonna perform, I don't care if it's one person there or 100,000 people, I'm there. And I'm gonna perform the same exact way. So that's the thing. We gotta start realizing our resume, our rapport with people is everything.
That's the realest shit, man. So, like, what was, like, your, I want to talk about this because this shit's, like, kind of big. What was, like, your main reaction when you first saw, when you got wind that, you know what I mean, Big Sean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Took one of your songs. Like, what was, like, because I saw that shit in dudes, and I was like, yo, what's good, brother?
What's good, champ?
Rico 600 in the building, man.
What's good?
You know what I mean? Shout out to the ice cream, Paul, you know what I mean? What's good, brother? Oh, yeah, you know, yeah.
But nah, my first reaction to the Big Sean thing was really it was flattery, honestly. Like when I first heard it, I said, yo, like, cause my shit went on World Star. So that was the other thing. It was like I really had grinded hard. Shout out to my boy, my boy for putting me on World Star, helping me get on World Star. But we got the big picture video on World Star, man, and that shit went up. You know what I'm saying? I remember I was competing against like Rick Ross. I was competing against a few other people that day because, you know, World Star changes the videos every 2 to 3 days.
Yeah, facts.
So after like 2 days, though, I seen the shit was up to like 4.5 million. I'm like, yo, we on the way. But I'm in the streets at the time, so I'm like, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? I got beef in the streets, so I'm kind of moving in this. I'm getting booked. But I took, you know, I was going through a divorce too at the time, so I'm like a lot going on in my life. That's what the whole song Bounce Back was about. So it wasn't even about, like when he took the song, it was like, damn, this is really my life. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the video from my cousin Don, these were all my Inglewood homeboys that I came up with. So I'm really talking about my life, and you actually went and made it like a fun thing. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't even think to even include me or ask me about, you know what I'm saying, a wave that I had started. Because at the time, nobody was even talking about bouncing back. It was everything was like, I got everything. Nobody was like, yo, I started from the bottom or I lost it all and I'm here to bounce back. That wasn't even like the framework of where people was at. So it just was flattery. And then I thought I was tripping.
How did he get it? How the fuck did he even get that shit?
Well, he got it because it was, like I said, it was out on World Star. And he had a song on World Star with Jenny Aiko that was out that same day.
Stole a song that was already out.
But the ties are so crazy. So Hitmaker and a cat named Krishan worked on the song. Krishan from here, right? Yeah. So you gotta remember, like, they in the camp, right? So my song out in 2015. You gotta remember his shit dropped in 2016, right? So my shit out. It already did what it did, but I'm not taking all the bookings right now because, like I said, I got shit going on in the streets, and I'm going through a divorce. Right. I'm back and forth in and out of the country, and I'm
it's
like,
not your main focus.
That's not my. And I'm be honest with you, I got made my first million before I was even in the music, like before I was really deep into the music shit. So I was like, if these bookings ain't what I really want them to be, or then they paying, you know what I'm saying, I'm not fucking with it. And dude ran with his shit came out, and I got a lot of text messages like, yo. You hear Big Sean new thing? I'm like, yo, that shit kind of hard. And they was like, no, nigga, you really listen to it. Like, really listen to it. And I'm like, and I listen, and again, because I produce and I write too. So I'm like, oh, this nigga got my whole cadence in the hook. Like, you got my cadence. Dun bounce back. You hear my song? And he sped the beat up. I said, oh, okay, boom. That's how we rocking, right? So at the time, like I said, I'm going through divorce. My assets is frozen. That's another thing. My assets was frozen. So now I'm like, fuck, I got to go get this lawyer. So I went back to the streets to go get this money for the lawyer, put up some money for the lawyer, and just been in litigation ever since. You know what I'm saying? I've been in litigation ever since. So, yeah, man, it's just, that was a heart-wrenching thing, man, and know I put in that work.
That shit's OC. Was you like a fan of him before?
That was the hard part, yeah. You know, I'm a lyrical guy, so I always fuck with Big Sean and you know, the whole good music family. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? That was just, it was a heart-wrenching thing. That was a hard thing for me. But I learned, because I was really bitter. I ain't gonna front. After going what I was going through, I was really going through it at that time, like, really going through it. So like, yo, this nigga, and then I'm watching it in Allstate commercials, and it's like, yo, it ain't even, like, you know what I'm saying? This nigga up 10 M's off this song. Like, you know what I'm saying? Didn't remix it and say, look, shout out to, you know what I'm saying? And
did y'all speak?
Nah, I didn't, but you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm in the industry, so I would be in certain rooms, and they was like, yo, you know who worked on the song? And I'm like, and he said Krishan, and I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Krishan had opened for me long time ago out here. I threw a show, came back from LA, me and my cousin, we had a show. Shout out to my dude K-City and my dude Jay Watts. But they had opened for us years ago, so I thought we was at least cool enough to where, you know what I'm saying, we could speak, where you could be like, yo, you know, that's hard. We want to do something similar, you know what I'm saying? So I just got wind through the grapevine that it was him, those guys worked on the record, and there ain't no slight to them, man. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here, and I'm not no cloud chasing dude, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of cats I want to cloud chasing, but you know, do your own research.
Your art though, man. That's just different though. Yeah, that's just like wow, man. But you know, I hear that shit happens a lot in the industry in general, not even just with music. They say like people, they just do that shit.
I mean, it's happened over and over again. He can attest to it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of juice, and them people know who they is in LA. They've been walking around with the juice, man, that I didn't sprinkled on them. You know what I'm saying? Celebrities and all. Been getting it since I got out there, you know what I'm saying, out to LA. So a lot of people I was intertwined with and ran with the juice, but it's all love though, man, because, you know, we already had the mission and the goal, and now, you know what I'm saying, it's just time for them flowers to get thrown at me. That's it.
Yeah, that's the best part about it, man. So, like, even, like, right now, like, do you pay attention to anything that be going on here as far as, like, the entertainment scene, you know what I mean?
In Minnesota?
Yeah.
Man, it's really been hard because Minnesota will always be my home. I love this place, man. I was really groomed here, you know what I'm saying? But my hand has been in so many other markets, you know what I'm saying? Canada, Vancouver is like my other home base, right?
Yeah.
And I was over there for about, British Columbia, I was over there for about 8 years, about 10 years, you know what I'm saying, playing around in British Columbia and built a fan base. So I really, the scenes that I'm always in, I'm more kind of always keeping up. But I keep an ear out to the streets. I hear about certain things going on in the city, and people doing their thing out here. But I ain't been playing it out here. Like I said, musically, I don't get booked out here. Like I get booked other places. Like so.
If somebody would book you, would you come back here?
I mean, of course, like I said, man. It sometimes hurts because, like I said,
you in gold room. You know?
I love the city, man. I really do. You know what I'm saying? Even with all the chaos, like I love the city. My mom was an activist here, rest in peace. But so I really came up in the heart of it. You know what I'm saying? Grew up in shelters and all types of things. So for me, you know, it hurts because I wish that the city, it ain't about me personally, because I hear a lot of people speaking on this. It's just more about the camaraderie when I come back. That's why when I do come back and somebody hit me, if they do hit me, I'm right there, because I'm going to always support the city and anybody locally doing their thing, just what it is, always, whether it's a barber, niggas with podcasts, you know what I'm saying? But we got to do fair business, and we got to do honest business. When I say honest business, if you know that we ain't on the same plateau and I'm doing something for you, let's acknowledge that.
That's a fact.
Let's not try to act. I had niggas come to from Minnesota, act Hollywood me, and I live in Hollywood. Like, whoa, that's crazy to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's Minnesota, man. It's the wildest shit ever.
That shit hit me different.
You literally
like,
see people you know. Like, I just saw this motherfucker last week. He was kumbaya.
Yeah.
He over here with two people who I don't really care to know. And he
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I know you see me, motherfucker. Like, it's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. But at the same time, I get it because we trying to, in Minnesota, we're trying to emulate an industry.
If you want to, too. Yeah. If you need to, yeah.
We trying to emulate an industry, right, that we don't know nothing about here.
Ooh,
right?
Damn.
That's the psychological part to it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean to get too deep on y'all.
Same shit he be saying. He be saying they don't know shit about.
You don't know nothing about it, right? So, but you're trying to emulate what you see, what you hear from other people.
And he just be studying this shit and then be looking at these motherfuckers. Like, that's not how these
niggas,
the real motherfuckers are doing it.
That's a fact. That's
crazy.
A fact. But you know, so for me, I just look at it and I'm like, yo, how can I come here? And you know, I do it sometimes. But now I'm at a point now where I, you know, since I started that's why I started my consulting business. You know, after being independent and having multiple, after being.
Send me that info so I can put that up. You still doing it right now?
Man, consulting?
Yeah.
That's my main source of income right now. Me advising people on branding, marketing, artists. You know what I'm saying? How to really get you, because I've been sponsored by Maserati. I've been sponsored by partnered with some of the biggest car brands, and
that was my next question.
You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't really had our hands in a lot of different things, and I've had to walk myself into these things. When I went back to school and I learned the corporate structure, and just sitting in them rooms and looking over my own deals and sitting with lawyers, paying lawyers $600 to read me contracts and recording conversations and listening to it back, like, oh, okay, this is how this works. So just paying for this knowledge, and then now, shit, I gotta charge you a little something. I ain't gonna. I'm not trying to hit people over the head, but you know, I'm definitely not free unless again, I'm mentoring you or there's some mentorship there. But I really want to see people win, and if people want to see themselves win, you got to pay for it. My whole career, I'm probably independently over a few million into my own career. So we just recouping at this point. You know, whether it's through the marketing thing or performing, we recouping.
Said I done gave. It's time to get back now.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the way it should be though.
Absolutely.
I was watching what was dude name? Jason Lee. I saw
Jason Lee.
I saw you do a podcast.
Shout out to
with
Jason Lee. That's my homie of like 10 years, man. We done seen each other really,
Bro.
Yeah, man, and it's a beautiful thing from him really like struggling to get into this piece, kicking these doors down, and I'm watching it. You know what I'm saying? When he first started his conglomerate, he had a thing called conglomerate group where it was like PR and all these different services, and you know, I was really up at the time. You know what I'm saying? A few tickets, and I'm like, who would I want to hire for PR? When he was just getting started, and I'm like, damn, you know, I could really go to anybody. Let me keep this in house. So, you know, I went to him, and he went on to do great things, man. Loving hip hop, took that, flipped that into the Floyd Mayweather situation, and getting partnered with TMT.
He's doing his thing for sure.
Man, doing his thing, man. And be honest with you, like when I was just in LA, I was just kicking it with him. We had a conversation, but the people that still keep people involved from your past, he could have been like, deuces. You know what I'm saying? I'm here, but I never did that to him, and he showed that love black in LA. It's so easy to see people one day that don't got it, and then they got it, and they don't, like you said, they don't know you. That happened. That's the most Hollywood shit ever. Like, I'm down, you up, now I'm up, and now I don't even know you no more. And he never did that. He was always like, you know, when I hit him, FaceTime him, to this day, he gonna answer my phone, or I'm busy right now, I'm gonna call you right back. You know what I'm saying? I hit him right after the Drink Champs. Like, yo, congratulations, my brother. Again, I don't call, ask for nothing. I just, hey, how you doing, brother? Everything good? Always responsive. So it's just a blessing to have these resources and people that you can reach to.
That's good to know that he really genuine like that, because he definitely be doing his thing. But yeah, when I was watching it on there, man, so like, how'd you get into like the designing of the cars and shit, man? You said you designed, like, explain that.
Yeah. So it's a crazy situation, man. I'm big on manifestation. That's what got me out of here, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? At 19 years old, I manifested the future me and my cousin Don was gonna have. We spoke about it every day in high school. You know, this was something we really spoke about. And to a point where, you know what I'm saying, we cut everybody off in high school. Like, it would just be me and him. And we knew we would shake hands with everybody, but we left school early and didn't mess with nobody because we were so toned in and like, okay, we got to get here. How do we get here? So I manifested the car situation. My brothers, shout out to my brother Calvin and Keyshawn, my biological brothers from here. They were the hands-on engine guys. But I always grew up like designing. Like, I had a Celica that I like repainted and did the rims on, and, you know, put TVs in it when it was just like, this is 2003. You know what I'm saying? So we early in the game. With you know, tuner cars. So when I was in the market for a new car, and I was went to Maserati in Vancouver, and the GM was talking to me. We just having a brief conversation, and I was just like, damn, it would be dope to like this would be like a dope partnership. You know what I'm saying? Not to be funny or anything, they got the pitchfork, which was like the old gangster. So I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas can't see me in the Mozzie, that would be a whole different thing. And I went to a car show, and I met somebody that was like a designer and like car dude. He had been in magazines. He's a doctor from Vancouver, and he happened to be from Vancouver, where I was actually had played college ball and was doing my thing musically. And I remember freestyling for like 2 hours, and then he was just like, yo, if you ever want to, you know, build a car or whatever, like, I would love to have my hand in it with you, and I'll give you the contacts and da-da-da-da. And he was like, yeah, you holler at me in a few years. And I was like, few years? I hit that nigga like 3 hit dude like 3 weeks later, like, I'm ready. He like, what? He's like, you even got the car? So once I knew he was on board, you know, I went to Maserati and started finessing. That's when I went back like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm about this name drop. Let me hit them with a plan, a marketing plan on how I could actually end up taking their brand. Because Maserati, I went and actually looked at, and a lot of people don't do this, I went and actually look at how Maserati was performing. Their stock was starting to dip a lot, right? And I started looking at their demographic, and I'm like, yo, there's all older white people. You know what I'm saying? Right. Why are you missing out? There's so many young black entrepreneurs, entertainers that we're missing out on the market because you don't market to us. I said, let me be the guy who actually step in, make this car super dope. It's already a dope car. I'm really supered up, take it to these car shows, but I really did it to actually get my music out, because I knew once I got on the car platform, I was going to negotiate with all the car brands and all of the car shows and say, look, I'm not bringing my car here, because it was the first of its kind. I did a wide body Mozzie. So it was the first of its kind. They let me design my own rim. Liberty Walk, shout out to Liberty Walk as well. They were one of my first sponsors that I hopped on. And they was like, yo, we're going to do a one-off-body kit. It hasn't hit America yet, so you'll be the first one with it. So everybody in the car industry start getting wind that, yo, this dude just got the Maserati partnership. And now he got
one and one.
This is a one-of-one. So
yeah.
had my initials on it. I'm like, I'm going to put my initials on it and everything. So
I'm let you put your initials on it too?
Bro, it was my car. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know,
put the GTA customization
on there. So he put the initials on the car, man. They took it to every car show, performed. And, every industry got its pitfalls. I ended up getting blackballed after like 6 months. Me and the dude that brought me in, tried to get over on some money. I ain't gonna say his name, but he tried to get over. Actually, did get over. He got like $50,000 out of me and my other business partner, and we both were like, and so he ruined it for everybody. Well, he tried to. That's the dope part about the story, is that, you know, the triumph of somebody trying to ruin you, and then you actually going on to do what you said you're gonna do. So everything was on halt for like for a few months. I try to show up to car shows, and they not. No, you can't come. You know what I'm saying? My manager emailing like, yo, he has the one-on-one car. Like, this is gonna be the spectacle. And they like, nah, we can't. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, had to find out through, you know, some higher powers that he had blackballed me, and I'm like, damn, like, all right, so how do I get my name clean? Because he had the sponsors.
How was that like initial feeling? Like really getting blackballed? Like, yo, what the fuck?
But the thing was, so he tried to make claims that like I got on some gangster stuff with him, you know what I'm saying? Because he owed this money. But so he basically finessed the sponsors, right? Mm-hmm. He told me that the sponsor, first when he told me, when you get the car, the sponsorships are free. Mm-hmm. I got everything. I'm gonna get the body kit for you free, the rims, like they gonna design your own rim. You know what I'm saying? He sold me on the whole thing. But I didn't know he was, you know what I'm saying? Then later on, he like, soon as I got the car and we start getting some of the pieces, he like, yo, it's gonna cost this. They said it wasn't. I'm just like, yo, you said free. So boom, cough up, you know what I'm saying? Cough up the money or whatever. And pretty much, he tried to say that he designed a car, and I'm like, yo, I got all the design stuff. Like, it has my initials on it. Like, it's the color code on it, everything is like, it's unique, because I was combining all types of shit was going on in the designing process.
Hey, man, show me a picture of that shit, man.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll probably show you a picture real quick.
Let me see this spaceship, goddammit. It's like a wide body.
A wide body joint.
Oh, that shit's crazy.
So that's one of the pictures right here.
That shit wide as fuck.
Yeah, man, we could sit on the ground, had the hydraulics on it.
Yeah, that shit's wide as shit.
It was white at first. I had it white at first. We won every car show we was at too. We took first place at every car show we did.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. But yeah, so it was just a whole lot of shit came with it, is the point. And we ended up straightening my name out, man, and going on to do some dope shit, and you know what I'm saying. Yeah, that was for about 4 or 5 years. We rocked heavy, man. Got to travel all around the U.S. and Canada with my car, so
That shit dope, man. Like you just, you know what I mean? Like you literally made like something out of nothing with that. You know what I mean? Like you probably didn't even think it was gonna go that far. I mean, I know
I did.
You said manifestation, so clearly.
Yeah. No, I had. You know what I'm saying? I definitely had it. I don't do nothing without knowing the end goal, right? So I don't really think. I believe things could happen, but in your subconscious, it's there. So I make it in my conscious and my subconscious. I'm gonna write it down, or I'm gonna think about it thoroughly, and then I'm gonna actually go. Yeah, I mean, because before I took the meeting, I already knew how I was going to finesse that. You know what I'm saying? I already knew how I wanted the car to look. Right. That was going to be like, oh shit. Like, my car was next to Bugattis. People we be riding around in the Mazda. People was in Bugatti stopped. Like, yo, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that? So I just knew it was going to have that impact. But again, like, I had my hands in a lot of other stuff too. So it was just like, I was hard to balance at a time.
Right. All right, man. Speaking, earlier you brought up Jason Lee on the Drink Champs. Speaking of Drink Champs, man, in general, man, you watched that Kanye interview?
I did. How
you feel about it? You watched the whole thing?
I did watch the whole thing. I watched the whole thing. I mean, I feel a lot of ways about it. I feel like there was definitely a lot of ignorance in it. You know, and I say ignorance just because there was a lot of stuff that he said that wasn't factual, and there's a lot of stuff he said that was factual. And I think that you got to listen to somebody fully before you make opinions. We got a lot of people taking clips out of context. Yeah. So I listened to the whole thing in its entirety, and it was a lot of his opinion, which is dope because that's what we shouldn't be judging people on their opinion. And I can see how some people were hurt by it. But if you really listen to the sentiments of what he was saying and his own experience, you really couldn't knock it because this is just man experience. Just like I just telling you about my experience, That's my experience. So we can't really knock somebody's factual experience because it's my opinion mixed with real events that happen. And as long as I'm stating the real events that happen and the things that I have receipts for, then that's not something you can combat me on. I don't know why why we're arguing about this man's experience and his expertise in this lane with him.
For him, this is how he feels.
Well, not even just how he feels. Like the man just seen the ins and outs and the pitfalls of the industry from the high to the lowest. So if you that's a hard thing to combat somebody who's been watching and studying the game as long as he has. So now when he makes his opinion based upon the facts and things that has went on in his life, we can't fault him for that. And that's where it comes to me, where it's like it's being blown out of context.
Yeah, I agree, man. Even when they took it down, you know what I mean? Like when Revolt took it, I mean, I know
they
why.
had to though.
Yeah, exactly. I know why.
They had to.
When I saw that lawsuit thing, it was probably the lawsuit. You know, Diddy owns some Revolt. He's talking shit about. He said fuck Diddy. I'm like, come on, bro. I'll be honest. I would take that shit down now.
But no, I don't even think it's because of that though. He's what he was speaking on, and they made his point his point by doing that, right? They made his point by doing that.
Did you see the next episode with Boozy? They talking about sex trafficking, pimping. Why is that okay to be on there though?
Exactly, and I think it's okay to be on there because it's still his experience. But you gotta. It's a widespread. You can't say this and then that. But it's all about the destruction of the black culture anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can we destroy? They know it's gonna be 2% that rise to the top, but the other 98% they're gonna be able to keep their foot on your neck. With that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? The type of content entertain. People, because why? At the end of the day, like negative attention still is going to garner the most eyes.
It's the wildest shit. You can say like, yo, say something peaceful in the morning, right? Yo,
I do it every morning. If you look at my stuff, I see the difference to when, and I see the difference to when I say, and I don't really say nothing negative, but I see when I say something controversial on my Instagram versus
what was up
when God is love. Certain people would tune in, but they don't want to. They don't
wildest shit ever.
They don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about the negative thing and then say God and use God as like the screen, right? It's like God's everything, and then you go and it's like, nah, I'm really tuning into this negative shit for 23 hours out the day. Got my little 5 minutes that I talk about God, and I'm back to the bullshit. Like
that's how that shit be, man. Social media is like, it's really like I told somebody the other day, I feel like I'm in the Matrix, nigga.
You are.
I feel like I'm walking around, and I feel like you know how like the nigga Morpheus was just walking around all cool and shit with them weird ass glasses, like Neo doing that shit.
I
feel like that, my niggas. I be like. The Kanye shit's a perfect example. Watching everybody get emotional about how this nigga, like this is,
and the crazy thing is you're getting them, and this is why way more late. even like Charleston White, when he say certain things,
That nigga's funny.
No, he's funny as shit, but he said some real shit though. Like,
he's like Kanye almost.
why are you gonna develop feelings about Kanye West and you ain't developed feelings about motherfuckers that's in your real life? So we sitting here, you have a motherfucker talk about for 2 hours what Kanye did and what he could have did better, but you ain't talked about what you could have did better for your cousin, for your aunt, for your kids, for your sister. So you having deep conversations about shit that you don't got no control above and know nothing about. It's one thing if you in the industry. These people aren't even in the industry that got fucking opinions. So you sitting here having 2 and 3 hour conversations about what Kanye said, but you're not a part of the industry and you still got shit that's going on in your personal life you ain't dealt with.
Man, I saw a bona fide crackhead say, yo, I can't believe Kanye did that. I said,
He said,
nigga, what? nigga really just said, yo, you know what? I'm done with Kanye. I'm done with him. I can't do this no more. Like, you don't know how stupid they sound.
Yo,
bro, they sound so fucking stupid. I'll be like, yo, shut the fuck up with that shit. That's why, like, me personally, bro, I'm a firm believer. I didn't like when they kicked everybody, like, even when they kicked off Farrakhan, Trump, Alex Jones. I didn't like when they did that.
But we're in the Matrix.
Like, let them niggas talk.
We're in the Matrix. You can't. I mean,
all right.
They told
Alex
us already.
Jones was wild. He was
wild, but,
But
all of it
he
is
got
still
some
within
shit.
free speech. And I always find that it's funny that you can say anything about anybody else. Like, you could talk about black people to the fucking dirt. I mean, this Africa's a shithole, African Americans ain't shit, black people, blah, 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 they're savage, they're all these types of things. But when we speak about any other group that's outside of us, look at the heat that come. But I mean, it's because we don't have our own. So back to, and again, I'm not Muslim, I'm not even religion. I just stick to the truth. But back to what Farrakhan said, which is you gotta have your own.
It's a fact.
So that's why, you know, again, even being here is when he said, oh, you know, it's a homie got his own. I'm like, his own? Oh man, we gotta come check him out.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Because that's what we support, and people having their own. I didn't sign to a label when I had he know I had deals on the table. I've been having deals on the table for the last motherfucking 7-8 years. I went broke and didn't sign a deal. I want my own. And you can't give me what I already done had in my pocket.
That's
right?
crazy you said that, yeah. Like, cause I remember when I first started doing this, I didn't have my own camera, bro. I had like a homegirl who like kind of pursued me to do this shit, helped me out a lot. She came and just, you know, would shoot, edit, all that shit.
Oh, dope. But yeah, still, but I say your own, but once you're,
I had to get to that point.
Yeah.
I got to a point where it's like, I want to record, and it's like, I got to call her. Nah, I got to get my own. You know what I mean? Like,
but even that, but even when you say your own, she's a part of your inner circle. So now that's your ecosystem. You know what I'm saying? So now, yeah, she showed you so you could do it on your own, but that's still a part of your own. I cut my own hair when he's not around, right? But watching him cut my hair for years and years and years.
Kind of learned a little something. Yeah.
Now I could do my own, but that don't mean that he's not part of my. So when I come home, he cut my hair. And just like if you needed her to, she probably would still come back and help you. But you don't need it no more. But that's still your own because that's your inner circle. But that's what we're talking about, creating our own conglomerate where it's we could work on our own, or I can decide to work with you, but it's still our own.
Right. No, that's real, honestly. Hey, this nigga is good at this consulting shit, man. You know.
No, I'm dope at this shit. Really, real talk. I downplayed myself for a long time because I really I'm not a person. That's how I even felt about music. Like when I first started doing music, I didn't speak highly on myself. I didn't really speak at all. I just said I do music. Or I would for a long time. I said I didn't even do music, right? Because I'm not going to speak on it until I'm nice.
Right.
And when I'm nice, you're going to know I'm nice, and that confidence. But only that, the way I pursue it is going to be different. So I didn't want to speak on consulting until I actually went into the field. And I've been consulting my whole life. Realistically, you know what I'm saying? What I did for him was consulting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Turning him into a household name, a celebrity barber. That was consulting, and I didn't charge him anything for it, but I started to realize, okay, my value was all around the board. I done made millionaires. I done helped niggas get hundreds of thousands of dollars, help niggas get into careers. Now I got to start, like I said, but I had to actually go out and do it, and that's the difference between the new generation and the old is you hone your skills when I came up. You honed them. You didn't speak on them until you honed them.
That's a fact.
Right? You didn't say you was nice until niggas really seen you go through the dirt. Now we do, you know what I'm saying? We get one viral video and we're like, nigga, I'm the nicest. It's like,
man,
nah.
Welcome to other Twin Cities, man. That's why they need me. I'll be humble. I'll be humbling these.
Please do, and I appreciate you doing that because no, you're not. People are doing you a disservice if they are calling you to go after you do. I have plenty of accolades, right? But and that still doesn't make me the GOAT,
right?
Right? you got to continue to work. It's not about what you did yesterday. It's about what you continue to do. So you have to have a track record of work. You know what I'm saying? Not 2 weeks of being hot, not 2 months of being hot. I got 15 years, actually really 20 years of this line of work. So I'm gonna speak on it in a way that I know that I'm confident and I can help whoever do this. You know what I'm saying? Or at least get their mind wrapped around how to do this.
You being away for that long and shit, 15 years and shit, like, what's like the biggest thing? Because I know we talked about it earlier. You said the support system is why you even kind of got up out of here. What's the difference you see from the support where you been at versus here? And like, and why do you think it's like that?
Yo, I'm not even gonna hold you. Like,
these niggas here is weird.
I know, but this is the coldest part. Like, when I went to LA, bro, like, I ain't never got so much love. Like, bro, I'm talking about, like, it almost felt like as soon as I got out there, it was just like, I got embraced. You know what I'm saying? And he'll tell you, like I'm talking about wherever hood we in, like, niggas fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? And it got to a point where I'm like, okay, what is the common denominator? I've always been who I've been. The core of me is always going to remain the same, humble, no matter what. But I just seen that people, they didn't have a scarcity mindset, right? Because they realized opportunity out there was in abundance. So, right? So imagine one label come here. I had that same problem in college, in high school. So we only got one Division I college. We got to think about that. And it goes the same with the industry, right? There might be a plug here for the industry, but it might be one plug, 2 plugs, right? So you got 5,000 niggas fighting over a plug that comes in and out of town every once in a while. Even when I was in the dope game, it was the same thing. To get good weed, to get good dope, you had to find the real connect.
The real one, not
the real one,
fake one,
not the fake one, right? So it's like when you see that, and it's like, okay, it becomes scarcity. You got niggas that'll kill you over a pack, right? You got niggas that'll step on your neck because, yeah, I'm gonna hook you up with so and so, and they don't go hook you up with someone because they gotta hook themselves up. Right. That's a scarcity mindset, and I never had it. Thank God to my mama, rest in peace. I never had it. Right? Because I always knew it was enough for me. It's enough for GP. There's enough for you. There's enough for him, her, whoever. There's enough for all of us out here. I never had that. So it was always weird to me that niggas would undercut me when I did something. Niggas would speak down on me because I never was that tight. So when I went to LA, it was just like, I'm like, damn, 6 months of being out here, niggas fuck with me. I got to deal. Like, fast forward, you know what I'm saying, to my Nike campaign. Like, I wasn't even signed with an agency. Went to a Nike audition. They fucked with me so heavy. I did one shoot and then they kept me on for the rest of the year. You know what I'm saying? Made up 6 figures through Nike. It was just like, oh, these people fuck with me. So when I would come home, niggas would say what up, or I'm gonna pull up on you and don't. I'm like, damn, like, I know y'all, yeah, but I mean, no, people would, but it's superficial. People would come fuck with me when I got the bottles, of course, but I'm talking about when I would come home and I'm like, yo, let's just chill or let's put a plan together. Niggas don't want to plan nothing. They want to say, nigga, I got it all planned out for you. That's what they want. You know what I'm saying? Me to come home and say, hey man, you know I got the deal for you. You know I got the studio time for you. You know I got the money for you. You know I got the clothes for you. Like, it's not realistic.
You know I got the clothes for you.
You know what I'm saying? Everything laid out. That's what they want. And you know I'm not lying. He lying because he know I'm not lying. Niggas want you to be like, you know what I'm saying? Even as if, because I learned how to shoot videos. I learned how to edit videos. I learned how to do this whole thing. So when you learn how to do that, I start working on the other side of the camera because I want to see how the artist side is. I want to see, okay, when I go shoot for an artist, is he expecting me to be the end all be all? Right. You're expecting me to shoot this shit, have the locations, you know what I'm saying, whatever, to make your shit look dope, but you're not willing to do nothing. And you're not willing to come with a real budget to make your shit look like this. So niggas
don't even have no real plan. They just got a weak ass dream. Like, nigga,
what's the end goal?
Like, think about
other than clout. What's the end goal?
Man,
other than clout, what's the end goal?
Other than clout, what's the end goal? To me, I told this story on Facebook the other day. Like, I had an artist who I never even heard of. He randomly sent me $300 for an interview. I sent it back. I'm like, I don't even like your music. I don't even like. These are things that they do. He thought just because I have a podcast,
a platform,
he thinks that, this ain't how I'm running the thing. I like to talk. It's a conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I like to crack jokes, all types of shit. So it's like I had to kind of regulate to the artist here. Like, first off, you don't even take yourself serious as an artist.
Fact.
I'm asking this. Then he started arguing with me. So at this point, I'm like, I'm gonna have fun with this. And I'm like, all right. So where's your channel at? You go on Spotify. You got a SoundCloud. Where's all this shit?
Yeah.
I'm working on that. It's like, man, get the fuck out of here, dude.
You not serious?
With like a crazy gif from like The Godfather or some shit. Like, just looking at him, like, what are you doing, bro? But then I'm mad. Then I caught the nigga sneak dissing me. You know what I mean? Yo, these guys that have these platforms think they're all this and that. I'm like, because I didn't want your money.
But only that I get to pick and choose who I want to work with. People don't see, and that's also the thing of scarcity. But it's also, and that's what I realized too, because I would come home and people would be like, well, you don't always want to work with niggas. Nah, like I get to be selective on who I work with. Like I get to do that. Just because I'm local, I came from here and you came from here, I still get to choose who I want to work with, and is it good for my brand? Just because you don't know what your brand is and who you want beside your brand, that's why your brand look crazy, because you rapping with this person, that shit don't even fit in the same lane.
It just sounds stupid, bro. And they want, and that's the thing. They don't even think about that, and I'm thinking about that, and then y'all want me to have a conversation with y'all.
Send them people over to me for consultations.
Yeah, I definitely might have to. Them niggas need God. They need God.
Just have my name flashing across the screen with my email and my number, man.
He's gonna help you for real, because yo, 32 years old, you talking about guns.
And just like, yo, at the end of the day, you're doing the same thing that everybody else is doing, expecting different results, bro.
It's a young man's game. He's 16 doing that. He probably got way more active people that believe in that bullshit because they young. They don't really know no better.
Absolutely.
You 32. We looking at your old ass like, get
trying
on
to do
Facebook,
what the young
take
dudes
care of
do.
your family, nigga. Like, what are you doing?
And that's what I even told. I told one of my other homies, he's my age or whatever, and he just started his music career out here, you know, and he's been doing the local scene a lot. And I've been telling him, like, yo, you can't do what all the rest of these niggas doing, man, and expect a different result. And I know it may feel good to come through and get love from a few people here and there, but you got to have a way about you that separates you from a pack. You know what I'm saying? I knew that early with basketball. I'm 5'11". I want to play Division I basketball. I want to go to the NBA. Was entertaining the NBA at one point. How am I going to jump from this kid at this small school to here? I got to separate myself. I got to do things that people aren't doing. You know what I'm saying? I walked on the schools. People don't understand. Like, I walked in the sky, man. I done went to 5 different colleges. I ended up graduating from Capilano in British Columbia, but I had walked on to multiple different schools that offered from USC to UNLV, Long Beach State, and that didn't come from me, nothing but going to open gyms and going to certain workouts. So you got to put yourself in a different realm. That's it. Same thing with music. Put yourself in a different place. You know what I'm saying? Where people can see you and be like, okay, he a little different.
It's different, yeah. Because
he
everybody
different.
here is, I ain't gonna lie, not even here. It seemed like in the whole fucking world, it's like the same shit. This nigga, little something, little this, little that, little this. I'm tired of hearing perk 30.
But music about to change again, bro. This whole thing with the Kanye, and this is why, like, the Kanye West thing is something to be examined, but it's not to be examined on what he said. It's to be examined on where things are going. That's what people don't understand. You're so focused on what he said, but you're not understanding that what this means, where this going forward, where does shit go from here, right?
What do you think will happen right now if, like, say, like, all the drill rappers, right, quote unquote drill rappers, what if they all started like getting on some common shit, like these niggas?
No, that was what I was gonna say. But that's what I was gonna say. You did see what happened in Jamaica, right?
No. Oh yeah, I did see that.
You bring up an interesting point, and I've been saying this. I said this. I told my man this a while ago.
They said he banning all that shit, and not promote none of it.
So I don't know if you remember in the '90s. The same thing happened with music. It took a shift, a conscious shift. You couldn't have guns. They blurred out everything. I don't know if you remember that.
Vaguely.
So I came up in that time, and I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I came from Crucial Conflict, Twister, Bone Thugs and Harmony, and then I'm like, damn, these niggas all had pistols. Then you seen it change because it was like, yo, we got to stop this killing. And it made it so you couldn't have it. Then you had YouTube, which allowed it to open the gates again.
They brought it back.
That's a free enterprise, right? And then that became so hot that they had to take the content off YouTube and go to the channels with it. Again, to do what though? To get the drill rappers and pull them back into that space. But we're going through another time where shit is starting to be censored. And YouTube, niggas can't even say the F word on YouTube like that, right? I
literally have to like blank out certain things I say on there. Like, you can't cuss that many times. I told you cannot cuss that many times in a row on YouTube.
Yeah. So either it goes back to us having our own, or it's going over to YouTube and saying, hey, we're going to starting to censor some of our content. And that's when the music industry changes to me, because at that point you got to start rapping about different things. So I don't think it's going to stay in this pocket forever. I think it's going to change very, very soon. And I think people got to get changed. Me too.
Because it's so easy to say the shit they saying. I'll be listening to shit like, all I hear is like, damn, this producer cold as fuck. Why his weak ass rapping on this beat? That's all I hear.
But even as producers, like me being in Hollywood, I'm listening. This is a lot of copy and paste with everything, right? You know what I'm saying? So as you see in the copy and paste era with producers and rappers, this is like, yo, how do we get to a place where it's like, I miss growing up and we were all individuals. You didn't look at Outkast like you looked at 50. You didn't look at 50 like you looked at a Fabulous. Right. But these people all existed in the space of hip hop. So if they all existed in the space of hip hop in a unique way, why do we have now so many littles of everything? And that's acceptable. Well, it's acceptable because now it's a machine running everything, right?
Right.
So we got to, I think that we got to get back to this. The podcasting, I think, is going to open up the intersection for individuality again, because now it's going to have you're going to see a person have to talk this, and then when they get on their music, are they really talking that shit that we were talking in the interview? Right. That's the difference. Yeah. I wouldn't say a fake matrix, but we're in that beginning phase. We're in the conditioning phases of the matrix right now. Web3, yeah, but every platform that is big like that, like a Web3, it's got to be sanctioned. Like crypto was Wild Wild West, right? Mm-hmm. And I was telling people forever, we're going to be able to get this money forever. I said, nah, get this money while you can, because they're going to regulate it. This is the beginning of everything. You know what I'm saying? Web3 is unregulated. So you got people going like it was raping a girl or whatever on one of the simulation games or whatever. I don't know if you know about that. It was like was one of the virtual reality games on Web3 where a girl got raped in the metaverse, right? And it became like a thing. You could look it up. It became a thing. And so it became the talk of, how are we going to regulate Web3 going forward? Well, it's going to be like a matrix. You're going to have to plug in to what you plug into, and depending on, and it's the same thing with video games, right? When you log on online and you're on there for 9 hours, you're plugged in. You're plugged in.
Even our fucking phones, man.
And I'm constantly plugged. So I'm really gonna go off this shit for I want to go off for 2-3 months in a minute. I'm trying to work on this content setup thing and scheduling this content where I can really get off this shit and let it auto do its thing.
This shit ain't healthy, bro. This shit is not healthy, bro. I literally sit back and I be like, why the fuck do I got my phone in my hand? I just looked at this bitch 2 minutes ago. Ain't nothing happening.
Well, I went to school for business and sociology. So the sociology is a study of the macro and the
social
micro
dilemma.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So studying that, my mom, again, therapist, godmom and my real mom. So it's like I grew up with the psychology understanding. I went to school for sociology because I like the study of community and how people interact.
That's the same thing I did too.
Oh, word,
that's why I like talking to people. That's why I sit back and I know when the motherfucker's lying too. I'm like, this lying ass nigga. It's all good.
But no, that social condition is real, man. We plugged in, and like I said, I'm looking for a way out and a way to actually take a year, use content over a year that can disperse for 2 or 3 years. That way I could hands off of it, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think that's where the smart people gonna come in. When you don't addict to it, you can actually unplug from this shit and say, hey, it's on auto. You know what I'm saying? And it's making money, and I have somebody that's making sure it's making money, and they're taking a percentage of it for making sure it's making money. But they love being in the matrix. I don't.
Yeah, like, man, what you just said. I recently had to have. I got 2 people helping me with the Say No More Instagram. I got my own personal one now. I was like, bro, I'm tired of tying in my personal shit and with this. You know what I'm saying? So it's too much. So I was like, yo, can y'all help me with this shit? I was like 2 people. Yo, y'all post what y'all want to post. You don't have to even have no deep captions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just make it about what I like to talk about on this particular page. You know what I mean?
That's dope. That's dope, man. That's so forward thinking of you, dog. That's forward thinking.
So I'm like, oh shit, I can just post my own shit now.
Yeah,
cool. Like that's like the best feeling, man.
Real shit.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it's all good. Is it empty? Yeah. Oh, okay, shit. Hold on, real quick. You said what? I was gonna say we can wrap it up real quick too, but I'm already knowing. You can get pictures though. Yeah. All right, we can do that shit. But nah, man. So in closing, so like, what's some things you kind of working on in 2022? You know what I mean? Like, what's new right now?
To finish the year out, man. My cousin Don is actually working on a movie right now. I don't even know if I was supposed to be talking about this, but he's working on a movie right now. But it's dope because he's actually going to shoot the movie in Minnesota. He just did a movie, a big picture movie. Check it out. It's called North of the 10. And it's a resemblance of our life a little bit in LA. More of his personal experience, but North of the 10 that's on BET Plus. Y'all go check that out. But he's working on another movie right now that I'm working on some music for. and they're gonna shoot it out here. They want to say like February, March. They're still working on the date, but they're trying to get the production for that together. And so I'm gonna work on some music for that project. Maybe even make a cameo in it. Also, I have a project with my business partner, DK. Shout out to DK, man, out in Vancouver. I'm working on a joint like R&B rap project with him. And then I got my project Reflections of D'Angelo, redropping the deluxe version of that probably at the top of the year. I usually drop around my birthday every year, December 4th. So I end up dropping around that time. And yeah, man, a tour. I want to go on a media tour and a music tour. Do some cities. We're looking at the UK right now and definitely throughout Canada. And then touch a few places in the US as well.
Oh man, that's dope. So you kind of already got it figured out. Like you said, you write everything down, man. You don't play no games, down, man.
Everything in line, man. It's just timing and God's grace. That's it.
Because even here, you about to leave town tomorrow, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm actually leaving Monday. I'm headed to Vegas.
Okay,
I'm heading to Vegas and then LA, and then back up to British Columbia for a show. So yeah,
keep on grinding, man. Make sure you bring R&B back.
I appreciate
niggas
you
like Diddy
me,
talking
man.
about his dead. I'm like, fuck you, Diddy.
It is.
See, he's just confused. What Kanye say? Fuck you, fake tough niggas. Meek Mill, Diddy. That's wild, man. But no, man, just keep